Alright guys, round 2 action. We've got two 1-0 players here on the left. Stream regular Logan Cutlip, who is playing his tried and true Esper control deck, and his opponent on the play is Reid, who is on red-green monsters. Nick out early with a turn 1 Elvish Mystic into a turn 2 Scavenging Ooze, but he's... oh, I thought he was missing his third land. He is not. He tried to bait the Azorius Charm by attacking with the Scavenging Ooze, but Logan didn't bite, and he's able to syncopate for 1 to answer that turn 2 Domri. Or I guess that was a turn 3 Domri, as Nick missed a land drop. Wow, 2 syncopates answering 2 planeswalkers. Logan saying how lucky he's getting as he kept the 2-land double syncopate hand, and is being rewarded by the top of his deck as he's found 2 lands to go with it, and killed the 2 worst cards for the Esper deck to deal with. Logan is playing black for ultimate price, I think. And there is a dissolve on a Corso Crucifix. Logan all counter magic all the time here. He is down to 13 off the Scavenging Ooze, which he is going to have to answer at some point. Scry off Temple of Enlightenment. And he's going to shove that one to the bottom here. And there is the Elixir of Immortality. We're still representing Dissolve here. Nick attacking 4-3, and Logan's going to tap out effectively here. Doomblading the Scavenging Ooze does drop to 12 off the elf damage. Let's see if Nick has a follow-up here. And there's a Corso Crucifix. There's a land for turn to gain him 1 life. Nick gets extra scolded for that trigger because he was in here when we corrected the same trigger in game 1. Yes, it is a trigger. Yes, you can miss it, but this is also FNM, and we try to keep things casual and fair for all those involved. So D-Sphere answers the Courser. Nick now with a Xenagos. Is the last card in Logan's hand to dissolve? It is not. So make a Satyr, and he's going to go ahead and cycle his Elixir, gain 2 effectively here, and shuffle his counter magic back in. Using the custom Elemental token for Voice of Resurgence, which Rick Pittman made for us, because I don't think there are any Satyrs in that stack of tokens, which seems like an error on my part, as they're not incredibly difficult to come by, but also assumes a certain level of devotion to this token box that I don't think I've had for over a calendar year. Looks like Nick having some fun by trying to make another Satyr while Logan is shuffling thoroughly. So Logan down to 1 card in hand, and he does have 6 mana. But looking for some business here. Well, this will help. Temple of Silence scrying. Leaving that card on top. I think that's another land in Logan's hand. So he's leaving it on top. So what cards are we leaving on top at this point? D-Spheres, Supreme Verdicts, Sphinx's Revelations, Elspeth, Jace, Architect of Thought. So make another Satyr, serving for 5, Logan down to 9. Despite having the best turns 2, 3, and 4 he can imagine, he's quickly falling behind to this Xenagos. The Planeswalker is one of the hardest things for the control decks to deal with. And there's a Pelukernos, so Nick offering a lethal attack here. Logan draws the card he scried and left on top. So we'll see what his answer is here. That Pelucranos, if he lets the D-Sphere on top, that Pelucranos is probably complicating things here, as he'd then be obliged to. It's an Aetherling. I don't even think that's good enough. So there's another Zinnikos Satyr token. There is a Mizium Mortars on the Aetherling. It won't kill it, but it will force Logan to lose it in combat, and Logan figures he is dead any way it works. Make sure to follow there for updates in the future. So, game number 2 underway here after about 4,000 hours worth of sideboarding. Logan down a game as he had a good start, managed to nab 2 Planeswalkers out of the monster's deck with early counter magic, but could not find a win condition, could not find answers to the backup copy of Xenagos the Reveler, and Nick rode that to a win. So here we see a turn 2 Caryatid into a turn 3 Courser, immediately netting a land off the top. Nick, I was going to say Nick forgot to reveal, but he does correct that. A Scavenging Ooze on top, so Logan knows about that. Logan just plays a land and passes back. So there's a Domri. It eats in D-Sphere. Looks like Logan has a lot of answers here. Looks like he might be running short on lands, but as he has drawn the one swamp in his deck, it looks like. And then Nick just runs out both cards that Logan already knows about from the Courser. Nick debating whether he wants to activate his Caryatid on his turn or not. Just thinks better of it. So there's a verdict. Nick choosing not to eat it, I guess, which usually means that Nick has another ooze in his hand. So verdict clears the board away. There's a Mistcutter Hydra for 4. So get you some. Serving in, knocking Logan down to 16, and that's going to be a card that Logan's going to have to find a way to answer here. We're 1 mana away from an Elspeth. And you cannot D-Sphere or Azorius Charm the Hydra. What happened there? Oh, with Doomblade. I'm sorry. For some reason, I talked myself into thinking that Mistcutter Hydra has hexproof, but it's just pro blue. So a Rourke Thor eats a Doomblade at the cost of 6 life. Nick follows it up with a Courser into a Domri. Now you see the power of that synergy. Sylvan Caryatid on top. Xenagod the Reveler, or Xenagod I should say, I think was the draw off the top. Logan's in a pickle here. He's got an active Domri he needs to answer. This Courser is going to keep gaining him life. What is that card? Is it a Gore Clan Rampager, maybe? I think it may be a Gore Clan. Promo Gore Clan. So, Verdict clears the board, but we're still facing down this Domri. Revealing another Courser. And there's a Storm Breath. Logan not too far behind theoretically on board, but knowing the cards that have come into Nick's hand in the meantime, off of the Courser and Domri reveals, Logan is going to be hard-pressed to win this game. So here's the Thoughtseize, revealing... Yeah, well, we knew that one was coming. That was one that was left on top from a Courser. So you're almost obliged to take that, because then there's... Well, no. I guess you can take the Xenagos here. The Caryatid is going to be a beating, but he can't blow up the D-Sphere because of the... there's a Domri under it, too. Well, I guess you could, actually. You could activate Domri, then blow up the D-Sphere, then activate Domri again.
It doesn't seem like the best, though. Well, he does have a...
Well, he has yeah, he also has a Gore Clan Rampager in his hand, so if he casts the Xenagod, then he can trigger on the Courser and Gore Clan it for the win.
I think just if you're making a long-term play, you have to get rid of the Primordial. And there's the reason why he plays another...
So literally he's dead, right? Play the Xenagod. Right? Play the Xenagod. Give the trigger to the Courser. Gore Clan Rampager for exact, right?
Not if he touches things like that.
Oh no. What? Does he have... How many red does he have?
He had... Well...
He only has one red, right?
Oh, yeah, he couldn't do that because he didn't have the extra red.
No, he has 2 red. He has a temple and a mountain.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, he just screwed up.
Whoops.
But to be quite honest, like, there's not necessarily a reason to do that, because... I mean, Logan's 2 lands off Fated Retribution. He's gonna win no matter what.
I think Nick is now realizing it and verbally telling Logan, I should have killed you last turn. But now we're just gonna cast it.
Yeah, now it gets haste. It's now an 8/4.
No, we're just gonna go ahead. Yeah, I guess you can.
Or you give it to the course. Well, you have to give it to the...
He just wanted to turn on his Xenagod. Does that turn it on? 4,
No.
6?
No, it does not. I think Nick is making several mistakes in this game. He's going to win. It doesn't matter. Yeah, so give the trigger to the Gore Clan.
Oh, that's not a temple. That's a forest underneath that.
Hey, I was right.
So he only has 1 red.
He only has 1 red.
Oh, yeah, he plays those forests that look like temples. Alright. So Nick not as bad as we thought.
Except he doesn't play Mashing Lands. Scrub.
Yeah, Cutlip plays unhinged lands and basic mountains from the turn around. Like the most egregious you can be.
Nick is stacking all of the D-Sphere Domries into one succinct pile. And 25 minutes into the match, we get the slip. Right on time. Ultimate price on your Courser. Go down to 1.
What does he even need? Like, nothing really saves him.
Elspeth.
No, that's a Storm Breath, right?
Yes. He needs a counter spell, another removal spell.
And he's gonna rip for 2.
Yep.
He has to know.
It's Logan. He's going to make him play it out because it's Nick. Xenagos.
This move's called the drug fucking on him.
The worst was that game I showed you on the Vintage Champs where he made the guy eat Volkheed. Did not have a Bob or a Crypt out. Was 100% going to win.
Yes.
Just made him play it out. Triggers. Now it's live. Now it can attack. Response. Move to damage.
-40 and Nick wins at